Well, Happy New Year, everyone. It's January the 2nd. I've opened Home Designer Suite 10. Yeah, I think this is 10. Yeah, 10. And I'm just going to go through a few things about it. I'm just going to click on New Plan. Well, before I leave here, take a look. You can get the video tutorials from this dialog here. There's various articles and things that'll help you on various kinds of things that you can do with this program here. And I've never used that. You're welcome to try it. I think it's you use this to find sample plans. Now, not very many of them are editable, but there are sample plans. The House Wizard. This is not a tutorial about the House Wizard, but this is covered in the reference manual, and some people like to use it. There's the user's guide. Now, the user's guide is just kind of, again, an introduction to how you use the program. It doesn't teach you all the tools and so forth, but it is there, and it's a great way to introduce yourself to the program. Link to the forum, Home Talk forum, product updates, bonus content. Okay. And overview video. There's all kinds of data here to introduce you to the software that you have. Let's just go to a new plan. Now here you can choose what style and whether it's in metric or U.S. units, inches and feet, or centimeters, millimeters, meters, that sort of thing. I've got it in U.S. because I live in the U.S. Okay. Again, this is a tutorial to do these, use these different ones here. This sort of thing you should find out for yourself. Open one and play around with it. See what's different about it. Read the reference manual data about these different templates. I'm just going to use the default style. I think the whole point of this tutorial is just to say, look and see what you've got. Experiment with it. Under the Help menu, you can go to the Home Designer website. There's a hyperlink to it. Help videos again. Sales department wants you to upgrade, spend more money. Program updates. Also, current mode. So, a lot of people don't know what current mode means. I'm going to demonstrate that. I'm going to draw a wall and then hit F1 on the keyboard. And so it opened to walls because I was in wall tool mode, so it opened to walls. And there's a video you can watch about the wall tools. Now let's put a cabinet. I'm just going to left click and put a cabinet there and hit F1. That's F1 on the keyboard. And it opens about cabinet tools. That's what they mean by contextual in the context. If you're in a tool mode, it'll open to the help to that tool. Let's place a door. And then hit F1. Door tools. You get the idea. So while you're using the software and you have a question about a particular type of tool, just do one more. I'll click in a window and then hit F1. Window tools. So that's what is meant over here by contextual help. See, that's under the Help menu. Excuse me. Current mode. So whatever mode you're in, whatever tool mode you're in, if you press F1, it'll open the help files for that particular. See, I was last in. Excuse me, tool mode, Windows mode, so it opened it to Windows, but this is also searchable. Let's just, for fun, I haven't checked this out, but let's just go basement. And then, I'm going to hit the enter key. Okay, nothing. I'm sorry. How about list topics? Okay, and then here's some topics that are germane to that search word, basement. Building a foundation. Let's see. I'm going to left click here, stretch that out, stretch this out. Okay, it's all Home Designer Suite 10. Let's see, walkout basement tutorial. There's all kinds of things in here. This is searchable. Creating a patio, building a foundation. I'm going to left click on that and then click on display. And here's an article about building foundation. building a foundation. It's very basic and just introductory. Adding floors, creating a patio, adding elevation data. Let's take a look at this one. See, and you can see the search word is selected there in the little article. It's just a general talking about foundations. Now, what prompted me to make this tutorial was just a foundation. And I wanted to point out something here. As soon as you enclose something with walls, it can be whatever you say it is. Now, automatically put a roof on there because that's the default condition for this software. Let's just open Roof Tools. I'm going to double click there. And now I've got mine set up with child icons. You click on Tools and it shows the child icons over here. I'm going to go to Roof Tools. I'm going to just go to Build Roof. And if you look at that dialog, by default it says Auto Rebuild Roofs. That's just how it comes out of the box. If you don't want it to auto build roofs, you just uncheck that and then click OK. And you want to get rid of the roofs. You don't want to have roofs on there. Go to Edit, Delete Objects, and then All Floors and Roof. Now with the over here in Build Roofs, with that Auto Rebuild Roofs off, then it won't build roofs anymore. And where I'm going with this is you can name this space, enclosed space, and a space enclosed with walls, you can name it whatever you want. I'm going to open that back up. Go look at this drop down here. And let's see. Let's just name it family. I'm going to show you the usual way you build a basement. So now we got a floor one. See, here's a floor toggle. You can one floor up, left click, and that's the attic. See? And right now there's nothing in the attic, so there's nothing on plan view here. Also a useful tool when you're working with more than one floor is called Tools, Reference Floors, Reference Display, or you can use the F9 key on your keyboard. Now I'm in the attic, but I can see in red the walls of the first floor. When you're doing some manual work like this, it's a useful thing to have. So I've basically got a very simple family room. I'm going to drag that cabinet over there. Let's say that's the kitchen over there. If I wanted to let me make this a little bit larger. There we go. That's this tool here. I just fill window, building only. And I'm going to draw some invisible walls. Here's an invisible wall tool. Let's draw a couple of invisible walls over there. Why would you do that? Well, let's say this is the family room, and this little space over here, I'm going to open it. You see it picked up the parent name in space, and it's just programmed to do that. I want it to be the kitchen. So I'll click on the drop down, and make it the kitchen. There's some automaticity built into the program just by naming things. Let's take a look at that. See, when I named that kitchen, it gave it a tile floor. Maybe it's not the material you want, but you can change that. And then maybe hardwood in the material you want, but you can change that in program defaults and so forth. But by naming a space, it does give it attributes that are built in. The cabinet was just arbitrary. I just put it over there. It doesn't automatically do cabinets. That's facing against the wall, by the way. Let me turn it around. I'm using the full camera, by the way. There's been a lot of questions, especially by new users about cameras. I can't see, like full camera shows you everything. You left click and drag and it shows you everything in the model from that viewpoint. If you use the floor camera, that's the next one. That just shows you everything from the viewpoint that you pick by left clicking and then dragging in the direction you want to look, but only the floor you're on. There's not much difference in this particular case because there's nothing in the model but the first floor. And then we got glass house. Left click, drag in the direction you want to look, and then it gives you a kind of a glass. Everything's all the surfaces are glass. You can see through them. I can see through the cabinet there and so forth. And it's useful when you're trying to figure some things out. Here's a full overview. It'll give you an exterior bird's eye view of the model, which right now I hadn't much to look at because they hadn't developed it. But the point is that you have different cameras for different things that you might want to do. Here's the dollhouse, or what it's colloquially you'll call the dollhouse. I think it's, yeah, okay, dollhouse view. And then framing. Now, see, I took the roof off, but the roof framing's still there, so forth. Again, if I wanted to get rid of framing, I could go over to Edit, delete objects, not in a camera view, but in plan view, and delete the framing and start over. But this camera is just for showing framing. In Suite, you can't do much with it except look at it. You can't edit those things directly. And then the cross-section camera. Again, I left-click from a viewpoint and drag it in a direction, and there it is. Once you're in a camera mode, you can change, between at least these two in Suite, from Glass House and then back to a textured view. By textured, I mean there's textures painted across the 3D faces here, like that's granite, and this, I think that's, use this Adjust Material Definition tool. It looks like a rainbow, and they'll tell you what that material is. Okay, it's birch honey, and you can adjust these. See, that one's granite charcoal, and you can make it more emissive or transparent and that sort of thing. You need to get these to words defined if you don't already know what they mean. In a good dictionary, whenever you come across a word you don't understand, you should get it understood. So when you move this slider, you know what it's doing. You can change the slider and then just observe the effect or the difference. So you made that lighter. But you really ought to look up it's not my job to define these things for you, but you can find out a lot about materials and what they do by just doing experiments like this. We'll make it completely transparent. Now the wood's not there because I made it completely transparent. Well, that may be goofy, but that's what these tools are about, and that's how you should find out about them. Let's look at this, and let's say I want to alter this color here. I like this. It's pretty close, but I want to change it slightly. Well, I can use this blend color and texture, and let's say that color is all right. I just want it darker. Darken that a little bit. Click on Add to Custom Colors and click OK. And then I've altered this material here, made it a little bit darker. Get the idea. So while you can learn by just trial and error practicing like this, and also reading the manual, your user's guide. See, it popped on my other screen. It opening in a browser window. No, we're not going to read the user's guide, but when I clicked on that, it opened it in my favorite browser, and there's the user's guide. I'm going to get that over there, and we can go to a Help View Reference Manual. And I believe that's been changed to online also. It's opening in a PDF window in my Chrome browser. Chrome's my default browser, but that's a matter of choice. It's loading it for the first time. And this is searchable. The user's guide, is searchable. And there's, I don't remember how many pages, 456 pages for Suite. And that's how you learn the program. You're curious about something, you do a search, read the material there, and then practice with it. And then that's how you learn the program. Get Suite out of it. I'll get that out of there. Now, okay. To the whole purpose of this tutorial, man wants to just do his foundation. You could just draw a room and say this is the basement, and that would work fine. The usual way is to go up over here to build floor, build foundation, and I don't care about the wall thickness and the wall height. I want the wall height about 8'6". And again, you study the reference manual to find out exactly how to get this right. I'm just guessing. So I'm going to build a foundation with the wall height of 8'6" and the wall thickness of 8 inches. Now, whatever your situation is, you need to know that and put these in here when you click OK. And in this case, I want the foundation to be the same, match what's above. So I'm going to use this. If you want to draw one from scratch, you can put your radio button here, and it'll just give you a blank screen. Okay, so I've got the reference display on. I turned that over here under Tools earlier, and it's still on. So you can see the walls above in red. You can see that's the outside of the wall above, and the inside. That's like the sheetrock, and this is the siding. So you can see the siding's hanging over the concrete just a little bit, just like in real life. Let's take a look at this. In other words, you don't put the siding right on the edge of the foundation commonly. You put the outside edge of the framing. Let's take a look at this with a dollhouse. And there's that basement I made. And let's open it up and look at the dialog box for it under Structure. And you can see that I guess that if I wanted an 8-foot ceiling, that I told the walls to be 8'6". Now, if this is not correct, and your basement is something different, the thing to do would be to go to Edit, Default Settings, Floor, and we're on the 0 floor. See the indicator up there is 0. Click on Edit, and let's say if your finished ceiling is actually 96 inches even, we just change it here and click OK, and then OK. And then let's reopen this dialog. See, now it's 96. The default settings control. You can make, if you have more than one room on a floor, then of course you can control different attributes from one space to another by individual dialogue, but the common thing to do is go to Edit, Default Settings, and change it for floor. But most of the things in the program are controlled from Edit, Default Settings, doors, cabinets, dormers, materials, and this is the kind of thing you need to study to kind of make this software your friend. So now we've got a basement, and we've got a first floor, and let's look at them together. Now I'm in a dollhouse camera, so I'm only seeing one floor at a time. You see, I'm toggling back and forth between. But close this. If you want to see both together, you would use the overview camera, full overview. See, there's the first floor on top of the second floor. I'm sorry, the first floor over the basement. So you got viewing tools, you've got the floor toggle to go back plan view wise, back and forth. And let's see, we'll turn that off. Turn this reference floors, and I'm going to turn that off by left clicking on that. You can hit the F9 key also on the keyboard. I'm hitting the F9 key, turning that red on and off. So hopefully this will kind of point you in the direction. I'm sorry if I came across as being arrogant or condescending. I just know what I'm talking about at any given time, and I don't apologize for that. But in any case, this should give you further data to kind of orientate you to what you have. Thank you for your kind attention, and Happy New Year.